The 10th one is the North American gray wolf. Across the forests, plains, and frozen tundras of North America roams a creature that embodies both majesty and mystery, the gray wolf. With its piercing eyes and powerful frame, the wolf is not merely a predator, but a guardian of balance, shaping the ecosystems it inhabits. For centuries, the gray wolf has been both feared and revered. To some, it was a threat to livestock and survival, a shadow that haunted the edges of villages. To others, especially within Native American traditions, the wolf symbolized loyalty, courage, and family. In truth, the wolf's story is one of resilience against human misunderstanding and relentless persecution. By the early 20th century, gray wolves had nearly vanished from much of the United States, hunted to the brink of extinction. Yet, the wolf refused to disappear. In Yellowstone National Park, where wolves were reintroduced in the 1990s, their return sparked one of nature's greatest revival stories. The presence of wolves reshaped the entire ecosystem. Deer and elk moved differently, rivers changed course, and forests began to thrive again. The howl of the wolf became not just a call of the wild, but a song of renewal. But beyond ecology lies something more profound. The gray wolf teaches us about the power of unity. Wolves rarely survive alone. They depend on their pack, hunting together, raising young together, mourning their dead together. Their story mirrors our own need for connection, loyalty, and shared strength. The gray wolf's journey, from hunted outcast to symbol of ecological healing, is a reminder of our responsibility to respect life, not just dominate it. To hear a wolf's howl under the moon is to be reminded that wildness still lives, and with it, the hope that balance between humans and nature can be restored. The 9th one is the cougar. Silent, powerful, and elusive, the cougar, also known as the mountain lion, puma, or panther, roams the wild landscapes of North and South America. With muscles coiled like springs and eyes glowing like embers in the night, it is a hunter born of shadow, a master of stealth, whose presence is often felt long before it is ever seen. For centuries, the cougar has stirred both fear and admiration in human hearts. To indigenous peoples, it was a sacred animal, a symbol of courage, strength, and guardianship. To settlers, it was a threat, a predator to be eliminated. Yet through all the hunting, habitat loss, and persecution, the cougar endured, its adaptability making it one of the most widespread big cats in the world. The cougar's story is not only about survival, but about solitude. Unlike wolves, it does not move in packs. It lives and hunts alone, relying on patience and precision. With a single leap that can span more than 40 feet, it brings down prey much larger than itself. This independence makes it both mysterious and awe-inspiring, a creature that embodies self-reliance in its purest form. But there is tragedy in its silence too. As humans expand into wild lands, cougars often find themselves forced into dangerous encounters with people. Too many times, fear has overshadowed respect, and these magnificent cats have been hunted down. Yet, when seen from a distance in its natural home, the cougar evokes not fear but wonder, a reminder of the untamed spirit that still lingers in the mountains and forests. The cougar is more than a predator. It is a living symbol of resilience, freedom, and raw beauty. To witness one is to feel the wild heart of nature itself, beating just beyond the edges of human reach. The eighth squad hound, among the oldest companions of humankind, is a dog whose very life is guided by its nose. The squad hound, better known as a scent hound. These loyal animals were not bred for speed or brute strength, but for something more extraordinary: the ability to follow a trail long after it has vanished to human senses. With ears that sweep the ground and noses that can detect a single scent particle among thousands, they are living instruments of devotion and duty. For centuries, hounds worked side by side with people, whether in the hunt on the battlefield or in the search for the lost. In medieval Europe, kings and hunters prized them as guardians of the chase. In modern times, police and rescue teams depend on them to find missing children, track criminals, and even detect illness. To see a hound lower its head and begin the patient, tireless pursuit of a trail is to witness nature's precision, fused with a heart willing to serve. Yet the squad hound is more than just a working dog. It is a creature of loyalty, often forming unbreakable bonds with its human family. Its mournful howl, long, deep, and echoing, carries both strength and vulnerability, a sound that tells of centuries of companionship. These dogs remind us that greatness is not always about power, but about persistence, patience, and heart. The squad hound's story is not simply one of hunting or tracking. It is the story of trust, of partnership between species, and of a dog that has chosen, generation after generation, to walk beside us. Its gift of scent is a miracle, but its greatest gift is devotion, showing us that true strength lies in loyalty and the courage to never give up the trail. The seventh is the leopard. Graceful, fierce, and endlessly mysterious, the leopard is one of nature's most enchanting predators. With golden fur patterned in black rosettes, it moves like liquid shadow across savannas, forests, and mountains. Unlike the lion, which roars to claim its territory, the leopard thrives in silence, slipping unseen through the wilderness. It is the embodiment of elegance and power combined. For centuries, the leopard has lived in the tension between admiration and fear. To many ancient cultures, it was a creature of spirit and strength, a symbol of courage and stealth. Yet humans, fearing its skill as a hunter, have often turned against it. Despite relentless threats, habitat loss, poaching, and conflict with people, the leopard has adapted, surviving where many other great cats could not. What makes the leopard truly extraordinary is its independence. It is a solitary hunter, relying on cunning and patience rather than brute force. With astonishing agility, it can leap more than 20 feet, drag prey twice its weight up into trees, and vanish into the brush before anyone knows it was there. Its solitude is not weakness, but mastery, a quiet confidence born of survival. Yet behind this strength lies fragility. Leopards are losing their wild homes, shrinking into smaller corners of the earth. Their spotted coats, once symbols of majesty, have too often become targets. To witness a leopard in the wild is to feel both awe and sorrow, a reminder of what we stand to lose if we fail to protect them. The leopard is more than a predator. It is a whisper of wild beauty, a shadow that teaches us resilience, silence, and grace. To meet its gaze is to glimpse the wild heart of the world, untamed and unforgettable. The sixth is the American black bear. In the deep forests of North America, where rivers cut through ancient mountains and pines whisper in the wind, lives the American black bear, a creature of both strength and gentleness, feared and admired in equal measure. With its thick, dark coat and powerful frame, it moves with surprising grace, a silent guardian of the wilderness. For centuries, the black bear has been a symbol of survival. To indigenous peoples, it represented wisdom, courage, and healing, often woven into stories as a teacher and protector. To settlers, it was a rival, a force to be conquered. Yet, through persecution, hunting, and shrinking forests, the black bear endured, adapting to landscapes that continue to change around it. Despite its size and power, the black bear is not the savage beast of old legends. It is largely shy, avoiding humans when it can, foraging for berries, roots, insects, and fish. Mothers are fiercely protective of their cubs, nurturing them with a tenderness that reveals a softer side to this imposing animal. To see a black bear guiding her young through the forest is to witness the purest form of devotion in the wild. But the black bear's story is also one of struggle. As humans press deeper into wild lands, encounters become more frequent, often with tragic results for the bear. Its ability to adapt, raiding orchards, scavenging near towns, shows resilience, but also highlights the fragile balance between civilization and wilderness. The American black bear is more than a symbol of the wild. It is a reminder of nature's resilience and vulnerability, of strength tempered by gentleness. To meet its gaze in the quiet of the woods is to feel the raw heartbeat of the forest itself, untamed, enduring, and profoundly alive. The fifth one is the jaguar. Deep in the dense rainforests of Central and South America, a shadow moves with silent power. The jaguar, the third largest big cat in the world, and the most feared predator of its realm. With golden fur, marked by rosettes, that seem painted by the jungle itself, the jaguar is both beauty and terror embodied, a living symbol of the wild. Unlike other big cats, the jaguar does not simply stalk, it dominates. With a jaw stronger than any feline, it can crush the skull of its prey or pierce the shell of a turtle with ease. While lions chase and tigers overpower, the jaguar kills with precision, striking with the force of nature itself. In its golden eyes gleams the ancient spirit of the forest, watching, waiting, unstoppable. To the indigenous peoples of the Americas, the jaguar has always been more than an animal. It is a god of the night, a warrior spirit, a bridge between the human world and the mysteries of the unseen. Temples and myths are filled with its image, carved in stone and painted in fire, a reminder that the jaguar is not just predator, but protector, both feared and revered. Yet, like so many great creatures, the jaguar faces a fragile future. Deforestation and hunting have stolen much of its territory, forcing it into shrinking corners of the wild. Its mighty roar, once echoing across endless jungles, now grows fainter. To see one in the wild today is to witness not only raw power, but also a fleeting miracle. The jaguar's story is one of strength, mystery, and survival. It is the untamed soul of the rainforest itself, silent, fierce, and eternal. To meet its gaze is to feel the ancient wild staring back, reminding us of the power we stand to lose. The fourth one is the African lion. Beneath the burning sun of the African savanna, a roar echoes across the golden plains, the voice of the lion, ruler of the wild. With its majestic mane flowing in the wind and eyes burning with untamed fire, the African lion has long been called the king of beasts. It is not just a predator, but a living emblem of strength, pride, and survival. Unlike most big cats, lions live in prides, tightly bound families that hunt, raise cubs, and protect one another. Their unity is their greatest weapon. Lionesses move like shadows through the tall grass, working together to bring down prey many times their size, while males defend their pride with fierce loyalty. This bond of family mirrors our own, reminding us that true power lies not only in muscle, but in trust and connection. For centuries, the lion has filled human imagination. To ancient cultures, it was a symbol of courage, royalty, and divine power. Warriors wore its image as a badge of honor. Kings carved its likeness into thrones and temples. To see a lion in the wild is to glimpse that same timeless majesty, the raw essence of leadership and dominance. But the lion's story is also one of struggle. Once roaming across continents, its numbers have fallen sharply due to hunting, habitat loss, and human conflict. Today, their roars are fewer, their kingdoms smaller. Yet, when the lion lifts its head against the horizon, the spirit of Africa still breathes through it, a reminder that greatness can endure, even when tested. The African lion is more than a predator. It is the heartbeat of the savanna, the echo of courage, the eternal flame of the wild. To hear its roar is to feel the pulse of nature itself, majestic, fierce, and unforgettable. The third one is the tiger. In the shadowed jungles of Asia, where rivers wind through thick forests and the night hums with mystery, moves the tiger, a creature of unmatched beauty and a terrifying power. With fiery orange fur striped in black flames, it is a living symbol of raw strength and elegance. To see a tiger emerge from the trees is to witness nature at its most breathtaking and most fearsome. Unlike lions, tigers are solitary rulers. They patrol vast territories alone, their deep growls rolling like thunder through the undergrowth. Every step is silent, every movement calculated, until with a single explosive leap, they strike with devastating force. A tiger's roar can be heard for miles, echoing like the voice of the jungle itself. For centuries, humans have worshipped and feared the tiger in equal measure. In ancient myths, it was a guardian spirit, a beast of courage and fire. Warriors carried its image into battle, believing the tiger's soul would grant them strength. Even today, the tiger stirs awe, its presence reminding us of the untamed heart that still beats within the wilderness. Yet, the tiger's story is also one of tragedy. Once spread across vast continents, its populations have dwindled, driven to the edge by hunting, poaching, and the loss of its forest homes. Each surviving tiger is not just an animal, but a survivor of a fading empire. To see one in the wild today is to witness both magnificence and fragility, a reminder of what we may lose if we do not protect them. The tiger is more than the sum of its stripes. It is fire and shadow, strength and solitude, beauty and danger. To meet its golden gaze is to face the wild itself, majestic, unyielding, and unforgettable. The second is the brown bear. In the rugged mountains, dense forests, and icy rivers of the northern hemisphere, roams a creature as powerful as it is iconic, the brown bear. With its massive frame, sharp claws, and unmatched strength, it commands respect from all who encounter it. Yet behind that fearsome presence lies a story of survival, resilience, and surprising tenderness. The brown bear is a master of adaptation. From the salmon-rich rivers of Alaska to the forests of Eurasia, it thrives in some of the harshest landscapes on Earth. It can run with startling speed, stand tall like a giant, and strike with crushing force. But for all its might, the bear is not simply a predator. It is also a forager, relying on berries, roots, nuts, and fish. It carries the paradox of nature, immense power balanced with quiet simplicity. Perhaps the most moving part of the brown bear's life is its motherhood. A mother bear, fierce and nurturing, devotes herself to protecting her cubs, guiding them through the wilderness with lessons of survival. Her roars can shake the forest, but they are cries of love and guardianship. To witness her leading her young is to see the heart of the wild, expressed in pure devotion. But the bear's story is also a fragile one. Human expansion, hunting, and climate change have pushed many populations into decline. Its image, often twisted into one of menace, overshadows the truth. The brown bear is a keystone of the wild, shaping ecosystems through its very presence. The brown bear is more than strength. It is a symbol of wilderness itself. To stand in its shadow is to feel both fear and awe, a reminder that true majesty lies not in domination, but in the raw, enduring spirit of the natural world. First up is the polar bear. Across the frozen wilderness of the Arctic, where silence reigns and the horizon stretches endless and white, roams the polar bear, the great ice wanderer, the undisputed king of the north. With its snow-white coat and towering frame, it is a creature born of extremes, carved by the unforgiving cold into a symbol of strength, endurance, and survival. The polar bear is a solitary hunter, gliding silently across ice sheets, its massive paws adapted to walk on snow and swim across frigid seas. With a sense of smell powerful enough to detect prey miles away, it stalks its heels beneath the ice, waiting with patience and precision. Every hunt is a battle for survival, in a world where food is scarce and the cold shows no mercy. Yet, despite its power, the polar bear carries an air of fragility. It is deeply tied to the rhythm of the ice, and as the Arctic melts, its kingdom begins to vanish beneath its paws. Images of bears stranded on shrinking ice floes have become haunting symbols of a changing world, reminders that even the mightiest of creatures can be rendered vulnerable. Still, the polar bear is more than a victim of its environment. It is a teacher, showing us the strength found in solitude, the resilience required to survive hardship, and the beauty of life balanced on the edge of extremes. Mothers, tender and fierce, nurture their cubs in snow dens, embodying love even in the harshest places on Earth. The polar bear's story is one of majesty and warning. To see one in the wild is to feel both awe and sorrow, an encounter with a creature that carries the spirit of the Arctic itself. Powerful, endangered, and unforgettable.